This is one lesson I want to do about wisdom, and it's about self-righteousness. And this is why the law of Moses is so important and keeps us grounded. The law of Moses it is the ultimate authority of right and wrong. You won't know what is and what isn't okay, what is acceptable, unless you know this law. You look at people in the world, you will see debates on social media. Is this right or is this wrong? Or is it okay for a man to do this? Is it okay for a woman to talk to uh, her homegirls ex boyfriend? Is it okay for all this arguing and going back and forth about what is and what isn't okay? And you have the ultimate authority, this Bible, that'll tell you what is and isn't okay. Everybody feels like they know what is right, and everybody's virtue signaling and saying they the realest, and y'all know, none of y'all couldn't hold a candle up to Moses. None of y'all know any type of righteousness. You have drug dealers who will sell poison to their own people, who will have the nerve to talk about it's wrong for a man to snitch on them for destroying their own community. That's bad. That's wrong. As if they're the beacon of righteousness. Just the biggest sellout clown niggas in the world. You know. So I want to go, and this is about self-righteousness, how to avoid it, and how to spot it in other people. And I want to start by Proverbs chapter 21 and verse 2. It says, every way of a man is right in his own eyes, but Yahweh pondereth the hearts. Every man think that they right. That's why you always hear men trying to justify themselves. Listen to a guy who is new to a job talk about his last job. Man, they said this, and I told him I wasn't gonna do that, and I told you. Or he said this. I told him, man, watch out, man. This brick is about to fall. And he said, man, forget you. And it fell. And I told you. That's one thing about you gonna notice about people. You gonna notice a lot of people, if you pay attention. Sometimes people pay attention to, your clothes, your shoes, your hats, stuff like that. All right, okay. But sometimes pay attention to a habit of people have. You have some people who always have a story about how they were right. Always. They had an argument with their ex, how they were right. They always can tell a story about how they were right. You'll never hear them tell a story about how they were wrong, or dead wrong, or had a simple misunderstanding. Their last job, they got fired. Oh, they were right. They weren't wrong. That's why you have some people who how they view themselves as being always right. They a lot of them have trouble maintaining relationships, because relationships require something that most people don't want to do. And what relationships require is self-reflection and apologizing, making amends, taking ownership. And it's hard to do that when you think you're always right. If you think you're always right, what you gonna apologize for? That's that pride, thinking that you're right. I saw a video where it was this big, fat, Buffalo Walrus black bitch. She was a Uber. She was in an Uber. And she was in the back seat. She was a rider. And You had looks like it might have been her son or kinfolk, something like that, sitting next to her. And then you had the driver, which sounded like a black bitch herself. And the passenger had the nerve to eat in her car, and the driver didn't want her to eat in the car. And she had the nerve to give the driver attitude, saying, "I'm not getting nothing on the floor. Why you upset with me? You go and drive, get me where I need to be, you know." And the other girl was like, "I don't want crumbs in my car. I ain't putting crumbs on the floor. How they gonna have crumbs on the floor when they in the bag and stuff like that?" And so she on the phone talking about her, gossiping about her, right in front of her face, while she's driving her, doing something courteous. Is that right? Is that wrong? All you got to do is go back to this Bible. All you got to do to know right and wrong is go back to this Bible. That's why I love it. I love this word. I love the righteousness in this Bible. This is Proverbs 21:15. It says, "It is the joy to the just to do judgment, but destruction shall be to the workers of iniquity." It honestly does feel good to execute good judgment. Saying you learned something, that you actually helped prevent something. You was able to play a role as a peacekeeper between two brothers because you were familiar with the law of Moses and you exercising judgment. But when you think you always right, what I got to apologize for? What am I trying to play role as a peacemaker? Are you looking at and then when someone points out a similar situation that you do, oh, that's different. Oh, that's different. Oh, that's different. A lot of people don't like matter of fact, people don't like seeing their righteousness. So it's this ego that wants to literally defend itself. And it defends itself how? When you defend yourself, you go on the offense as well. You defend yourself, but you also attack back. And it's to protect that old man. You hear some people that if you pay attention, you'll hear them that you tell them that you succeeded in something, you did something, and they have nothing to say. Oh, okay, yeah, yeah. I just bought my first house. Oh, okay, yeah. I just bought a new car. Okay, yeah. I just got a new job. Yeah. But then break some news that, man, my car just got repoed. Oh, they will talk to you about your decision for 2 hours straight and criticize the poor decisions you made, and will have absolutely nothing to say about all the positive and good decisions that you made. Have nothing to say. Will only have things to say about the negative decision, as if they're there waiting to jump on it. And that is not the attitude to take in this truth, to where I'm going to just be a negative person. Because you have the letter of the law, you have the spirit of the law. You got the Mosaic commandments, and you have also non-Mosaic commandments. Non-Mosaic commandments are any commandments that's not found in the law of Moses, but it says to do. I'll give you an example. Proverbs 20 and verse 22. "Say not thou, I will recompense evil, but wait on Yahweh, and he shall save thee." That's a commandment. Told you to do something. Say not thou, I will recompense evil. That's a command. Don't say it. Another one is Proverbs chapter 23 and verse 17 says, "Let not thine heart envy sinners, but be thou in the fear of Yahweh all the day long." Another commandment. You follow these commandments, you don't have to worry about your own righteousness. You following the righteousness of the Heavenly Father. Everybody is right because everybody's not following after the law, such as commandments. David's heart smote him when he simply just cut off Saul's piece of his garment. Your heart is supposed to actually feel bad about things that you did. All right, and I hope this lesson has been edifying. On that note, I want to give all praises and glory unto Yahweh, Bashem Yahushai, Bashem HaKakudash. Double honors to the elders, GMS, we well. Peace, salutations, and shalom.